Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you guys a little mini book haul because I just got some new books. They just came in and I'm so excited to read them, and I'll share with you a little bit more of my TBR for this year as well. Who knows if I'm actually going to get through all of these books, but let's just start. The first one is called Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. I feel like I heard about this from BookTube, I want to say. This was published in 2019. Okay, so it's fairly new. And let me read you the summary. The girls of Innovations Academy are beautiful and well behaved. It says so on their report cards. Under the watchful gaze of their guardian, they receive a well-rounded education that promises to make them better. Obedient girls, free from arrogance or defiance, free from troublesome opinions or individual interests. But the girl's carefully controlled existence may not be quite what it appears. As Mina and her friends uncover the dark secrets of what's actually happening there and who they really are, the girls of Innovations Academy will learn to fight back. Bringing the trademark plot twists and high-octane drama that made the program a best-selling and award-winning series, Suzanne Young launches a new series that confronts some of today's most pressing ethical questions. Okay, so I haven't read the program or anything by Suzanne Young, but this book just sounded really intriguing to me and I really wanted to read it. It is a series, so it does have a sequel. I don't know how I feel about books that have sequels because I don't know, it's a lot to commit to start a series, but if I do like this, I will keep reading them. This book intrigued me because it kind of reminded me a little bit of like The Grace Year, which is a book that I really liked by Kim Liggett. A pretty different premise, but like it kind of gives me the same vibes. We'll see if I'm right about that. Okay, the next one is called 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Ralph. So I actually found this book because I was looking into Lock the Doors by Vincent Ralph, which is another book on my TBR. I think I just found this one through like Amazon recommendations. I find a lot of books that I want to read just through like the recommendations on Amazon. I don't know, like similar books to whatever I'm looking at. I feel like that's where I find most of the books I read. Where do you guys hear about books? Let me know, please. So I was looking into Lock the Doors, but then I found out that this author had this book also, which I think was released first, called 14 Ways to Die, and the tagline is 1 killer, 13 victims, a million views. And that immediately intrigued me because there's like a cracked phone on the back here too. I love books about the internet, like books that kind of involve the internet in the story. I don't know why, I just like really enjoy that. When I was little, one of my favorite books was called Princess of Gossip. It was about like a girl who starts like a gossip blog, and then she makes like a fan page for this artist she likes, and then she kind of like develops this sort of like Second Life-esque online world. I mean, I probably explained that terribly, but that's just like what I remember immediately from that book. Anyways, this is definitely nothing like that. This is like a murder mystery book. Okay, so it says you have to murder at least 3 people to be called a serial killer. The Magpie Man is looking for his 14th victim. When Jess was 7, her mother was murdered by the Magpie Man. She was the first of his victims, but not the last. 10 years later, the killer is still at large, and Jess applies to appear on an internet reality show in which she'll be filmed once a week for a whole day. All her social media, every text, and all personal interaction will be seen by viewers. She knows this is her chance to remind the public of what she has lost and to finally find the vital clue that will lead her to her mother's killer. When the show starts airing, Jess becomes public property and her life is an open book, just waiting to be read. Then the anonymous text messages start, and Jess begins to realize that the Magpie Man is watching her every move. Told in short, intense chapters, Jess's story about risking everything to uncover a killer before he can strike again, even if she might be his next victim. But yeah, this just reminded me. I also heard that this has really short chapters, and flipping through I can see that. I really like books like that. I feel like I can just fly through a book when it has really short chapters. There's something like my brain just like really enjoys about that. So that was released in 2021. Okay, this is fairly new. Let me circle back here and talk about Lock the Doors, because that's the one that made me find this one. This one came out in 2022, so even more recent. And it says, Tom's family has moved into their dream home, but pretty soon he starts to notice that something is very wrong. There are strange messages written on the wall and locks on the bedroom doors on the outside. The previous owners have moved just across the road, and they seem like the perfect family. Their daughter Amy is beautiful and enigmatic, but Tom is sure she's got something to hide, and he isn't going to stop until he finds the truth behind those locked doors. Will their dream home become a nightmare? So that sounded really interesting to me, sort of like a young adult thriller horror. But I decided that I wanted to read this one first just because it came out first, and I just wanted to get like the feel for the author. And if I like this one, I will be reading that other one. Okay, so the next one I got is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I feel like I've been hearing this title, this name around like so much, so I just had to finally read it. This came out in 2018, which is surprising to me. For some reason, I thought it was way more recent. That might be just because I think the movie just came out or something. So I guess I've been hearing about it a lot recently. This is not a young adult book like those other two. I think this is just like an adult book, even though it is kind of about a young girl. But okay, I already started reading this actually because I just couldn't wait to read it before I filmed this video. I really like it so far. It's definitely got me hooked. I can tell it's going to be a slower read for me just because of the writing style. It's not like a lot of young adult books, which is what I typically read. You can really like fly through those in like a day or two because just the writing style, it's just different. This one's like a little more complex, I guess maybe is the right word. I don't know, more descriptive. So yeah, it's gonna be like a slow read, but I really like it so far. I'm excited to tell you guys how I feel about it when I finish it. So those are the three I got. I decided to just start with three for now, because I'm not one of those people that reads like 87 books a year, but maybe I'll read a lot this year. I don't know. Let me tell you about some of the others on my TBR. This one is called The Fear by Natasha Preston, and it came out in 2022, so pretty recent. It says, well, first of all, it says, hot on the heels of the New York Times bestsellers The Twin and The Lake, the undisputed queen of YA thrillers is back. So I've never read The Twin or The Lake, nor have I heard of this author before, but it sounds like I should have because I love YA thrillers. So I'm definitely gonna read those at some point if I like this one. But anyways, it says, don't be afraid, be terrified. It's a stupid meme that's going around their small fishing town in the dead of winter. People reposting and sharing their biggest fear. But when her classmates start turning up dead, dying in the way that they said scared them the most, Izzy knows it's no joke. With each death hitting closer to home, Izzy sets out to try to stop the killer. Could her older sister's friend Tristan have something to do with the deaths? He's given her some strange vibes. Or what about his brooding cousin Axel? But he's in her classes at school. He's not a murderer, is he? Izzy's soon on a path that will lead her right to the killer and her own worst nightmare. That just sounds really intriguing to me for some reason. And I love the name Izzy too. I'm like big on names in books for some reason. Okay, this one is called The Girl Who Knew Too Much by Tiffany Brooks. High school senior Riley Osmond is desperate to change her reality after making a fool of herself on social media. She needs to do something drastic to repair her social standing, like trying out for a Survivor-style reality TV show. Suddenly, Riley's dropped into a deserted tropical island with 19 other teens competing for $1 million and a rumored treasure lost on the island. But that treasure has a history. A local curse says that 7 people need to die before the treasure can be found, and 6 hunters have already lost their lives in the search. Now the question is, who will be the 7th? With a cast of characters who will stop at nothing to win the show, a cursed island setting, and a priceless treasure waiting to be discovered, the girl who knew too much pitches readers right into a scheming web of lies, love, and betrayal. A fast-paced new thriller where allies may not be who they say they are and legends abound. Okay, this came out in 2018, so a little bit ago, but I don't know. I really love this premise. I'm really intrigued by the treasure aspect of it. That just sounds so fun. Okay, I think this will be my last one for today. This is called Dead Girls Can't Tell Secrets by Chelsea Ichaso, I think. I might be saying that wrong. A gripping new psychological thriller from the author of Little Creeping Things. Can a grieving girl discover the twisted truth behind her sister's hiking accident? Piper Sullivan never should have been at Suicide Point the day she fell. Her older sister, Savannah, knows this with all her heart, just as she knows that Piper's accident was entirely her fault. Savannah did something awful, something she can barely stand to think about, and now Piper is in a coma. But just as Savannah's guilt threatens to swallow her whole, she finds something strange in Piper's locker. A note inviting Piper to a meeting of their school's wilderness club, at the very place and on the very day she fell, which means that there's a chance Piper wasn't alone. Maybe it isn't Savannah's fault after all. Someone in the club might know what really happened. Someone might have done something. But why? If Savannah wants to find out the truth about that tragic day, she'll have to join the club on their weekend-long camping trip on the very same mountain where her sister fell. And with everyone in the club a suspect, she'll need to be careful or she might follow her sister into the dark. This one just kind of sounded right up my alley. Murder mystery, in the woods, camping, that sort of vibe. It kind of reminds me of All Eyes on Her, that book where the couple goes on a hike and the boy falls to his death. This one definitely is going to be different, I think, but just like it gives similar vibes with the whole nature murder mystery type of thing. So yeah, I do want to read that one. And yeah, you guys, stay tuned for my reviews on these. Of course, for my end of the year review, where we can see how many of these I actually read. So yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books and tell me what you think of them. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.